The Bamum Kingdom, located in what is today the western part of Cameroon, was one of the most significant pre-colonial states in Central Africa. Founded in the 14th century, the kingdom was nestled in the Grassfields region, a fertile area known for its rich cultural heritage and strategic importance. The Bamum people, who are part of the larger Tikar ethnic group, established a complex and enduring society that played a pivotal role in the region's history. The kingdom was founded by Nshare Yen, a dynamic leader who unified various clans and established a centralized state with its capital at Foumban. Over the centuries, the Bamum Kingdom became known for its political stability, military prowess, and cultural achievements, including the creation of a unique script and impressive artistic traditions. In the broader context of Central African history, the Bamum Kingdom stands out as a beacon of indigenous governance and cultural development. Its interactions with neighboring states, resilience against external threats, and eventual encounters with European colonizers highlight its significance in shaping the region's historical narrative. The legacy of the Bamum Kingdom continues to influence the cultural and social landscape of modern Cameroon. The origins of the Bamum people can be traced back to the larger Tikar ethnic group, which is believed to have migrated from the northern regions of Central Africa. The Tikar people, known for their agricultural skills and craftsmanship, settled in the fertile grass fields of present-day Cameroon, where they established several small, autonomous communities. Over time, these communities developed distinct cultural identities, leading to the emergence of the Bamum people. The Bamum Kingdom was founded in the 14th century by Nshare Yen, a charismatic and ambitious leader who sought to unify the various Tikar clans under a single centralized authority. Nshare Yen's rise to power was marked by his ability to forge alliances with local chiefs, consolidate power, and establish a strong military presence. His leadership laid the foundation for the Bamum Kingdom, which would grow into a powerful and influential state. Nshare Yen's strategic vision was evident in his decision to establish Foumban as the kingdom's capital. Located in a geographically advantageous area, Foumban became the political, economic, and cultural center of the Bamum Kingdom. The city's location on key trade routes facilitated commerce and allowed the kingdom to exert influence over neighboring regions. Following Nshare Yen, the Bamum Kingdom was ruled by a succession of capable leaders who continued to consolidate power and expand the kingdom's territory. These early leaders focused on strengthening the central authority, establishing a formalized system of governance, and ensuring the loyalty of local chiefs and nobles. The kingdom's expansion during this period was marked by both military conquests and strategic marriages, which helped to secure alliances with neighboring states. The Bamum rulers were known for their diplomatic acumen, often using negotiations and treaties to avoid conflicts and maintain stability. The initial territorial expansion of the Bamum Kingdom under Nshare Yen and his successors was a critical factor in the kingdom's rise to prominence. The kingdom's influence extended over a vast area, encompassing a diverse population with different ethnic and linguistic backgrounds. This expansion was not only driven by military campaigns, but also by the kingdom's ability to integrate and assimilate various groups into the Bamum cultural and political framework. The establishment of Foumban as the capital city was a key moment in the kingdom's history. Foumban became a symbol of Bamum power and unity, serving as the administrative and cultural heart of the kingdom. The city was fortified and developed into a thriving urban center, with palaces, marketplaces, and religious institutions that reflected the kingdom's prosperity and cultural sophistication. As the Bamum Kingdom grew in strength and influence, it became a major player in the region, interacting with other Central African states and developing a reputation for its stability and governance. The early history of the Bamum Kingdom set the stage for its later achievements and challenges, laying the groundwork for a legacy that would endure for centuries. At the heart of the Bamum Kingdom's political structure was the monarchy, represented by the Mfon, or king. The Mfon was both the political and spiritual leader of the kingdom, holding supreme authority over all aspects of governance. This position was hereditary, typically passed down through the royal family, although succession was sometimes contested. The Mfon's role encompassed several key functions: legislative, executive, and judicial. As the highest authority, the Mfon was responsible for making laws, enforcing them, and ensuring justice within the kingdom. The king's authority was also reinforced through ritual and religious practices, which were believed to connect him with the divine and grant him legitimacy. The Mfon was supported by a complex bureaucracy, which helped in the administration of the kingdom. This system included various officials and advisors who managed different aspects of governance, such as finance, military affairs, and foreign relations. The Mfon's court was a hub of political activity, where decisions were made and policies were developed and implemented. The Bamum court was an elaborate institution that reflected the kingdom's sophisticated political structure. It was composed of various tiers of officials, each with specific duties and responsibilities. The court included the Mfon, his immediate family, high-ranking nobles, and a range of administrative officers. Key figures in the Bamum court included the Foumban chiefs, who were responsible for overseeing different regions of the kingdom. These officials acted as intermediaries between the Mfon and local communities, ensuring that royal decrees and policies were effectively implemented. The Foumban had significant authority in their regions, managing local affairs and maintaining order. The court also included advisors who provided counsel on matters of governance, diplomacy, and military strategy. These advisors were often chosen for their expertise and experience, and they played a crucial role in shaping the kingdom's policies. The political hierarchy extended beyond the court to include a network of local administrators and traditional rulers who governed various parts of the kingdom. This hierarchical system ensured that the Mfon's authority was felt throughout the kingdom, maintaining cohesion and stability. The Bamum Kingdom was divided into several administrative regions, each managed by local rulers or chiefs who reported to the Mfon. These regions were known as chiefdoms, and each chiefdom was responsible for local administration, including taxation, law enforcement, and public works. Local governance was characterized by a blend of traditional practices and formal administrative structures. Chiefs and local leaders were often chosen based on their lineage, social status, or achievements. They played a key role in mediating disputes, organizing communal activities, and ensuring the well-being of their communities. The administrative divisions allowed for efficient management of resources and helped in the effective implementation of royal policies. The local rulers had a significant degree of autonomy, but they were expected to remain loyal to the Mfon and support the central authority. The Bamum nobility played a crucial role in maintaining order and stability within the kingdom. Nobles were involved in various aspects of governance, including advising the Mfon, overseeing local administration, and managing the kingdom's wealth. The military was another essential component of the Bamum political structure. The kingdom had a well-organized army that was responsible for defending the realm, enforcing the king's authority, and expanding the kingdom's territory. The military was composed of professional soldiers and local militias, and it was led by high-ranking officers who reported directly to the Mfon. The nobility and military worked together to ensure the kingdom's security and stability. Nobles often held military commands and played a role in organizing and leading troops. This integration of military and political roles helped to maintain order and reinforce the Mfon's authority throughout the kingdom. The Bamum Kingdom was renowned for its rich cultural heritage and traditions. The Bamum people had a vibrant cultural life that included elaborate ceremonies, festivals, and artistic expressions. Their culture was deeply rooted in their traditional beliefs, which emphasized the connection between the spiritual and material worlds. One of the central aspects of Bamum culture was their rituals and ceremonies, which were often performed to honor ancestors, seek divine favor, or mark significant events in the community. These ceremonies involved music, dance, and elaborate costumes, reflecting the kingdom's artistic sensibilities and social values. The Bamum also had a strong tradition of oral history and storytelling, which played a crucial role in preserving their history and cultural identity. Stories and legends were passed down through generations, conveying moral lessons, historical events, and cultural values. One of the most remarkable achievements of the Bamum Kingdom was the development of the Bamum script by King Ibrahim Njoya in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The script, known as Shumam, was created to facilitate communication and record-keeping within the kingdom. King Ibrahim Njoya, a highly educated and visionary ruler, recognized the need for a written system to preserve Bamum culture and administrative records. The script was designed to be simple and practical, with a set of characters representing both syllables and sounds. It quickly became an important tool for literacy and documentation in the Bamum Kingdom. The Bamum script was used in various contexts, including official documents, literature, and educational materials. It played a crucial role in maintaining the kingdom's cultural heritage and promoting literacy among the Bamum people. The Bamum Kingdom was renowned for its artistic achievements, which included architecture, sculpture, and textiles. These artistic forms were deeply intertwined with the kingdom's cultural and religious practices. Architecture. The Bamum people built impressive structures, including royal palaces, temples, and fortifications. The most notable example is the Foumban Palace, which served as the royal residence and administrative center. The palace was adorned with intricate carvings and decorations that reflected the kingdom's artistic style and symbolism. Sculpture. Bamum sculpture was characterized by its wooden and bronze carvings, which often depicted royal figures, ancestors, and mythological beings. These sculptures were used in ceremonial contexts and were integral to the kingdom's artistic expression. Textiles. The Bamum were skilled weavers and produced beautiful textiles featuring intricate patterns and designs. These textiles were used for clothing, decorations, and ritual purposes, showcasing the kingdom's craftsmanship and artistic creativity. Religion and traditional beliefs played a central role in Bamum society. The Bamum people practiced a form of animism, which involved the worship of natural forces, ancestors, and spirits. Rituals and ceremonies were conducted to honor these spiritual entities and seek their blessings. The Mfon was seen as a spiritual leader, believed to have a special connection with the divine. Religious ceremonies were often held in the palace or other sacred sites, with the king playing a central role in performing rituals and making offerings. The arrival of Islam and Christianity in the Bamum Kingdom had a significant impact on the kingdom's culture and religious practices. Islam, introduced by traders and missionaries, influenced the kingdom through the adoption of Islamic practices and the establishment of mosques. Christian missionaries, arriving in the 19th century, also had an impact on Bamum society. They established mission schools and churches, which introduced new religious and educational practices. The interaction between traditional Bamum beliefs and these new religions led to a blending of cultural and religious practices, enriching the kingdom's cultural heritage. The Bamum Kingdom's cultural and artistic achievements reflect its rich history and complex society. From its unique script and impressive art forms to its religious practices and interactions with external influences, the Bamum Kingdom left a lasting legacy that continues to be celebrated and studied today. The economy of the Bamum Kingdom was diverse and well-developed, characterized by a blend of agricultural productivity, artisanal craftsmanship, and extensive trade networks. The kingdom's economic structure was centered around subsistence farming, which provided the bulk of the population's food supply, while also fostering a vibrant market for artisanal goods and trade. Agriculture was the backbone of the Bamum economy, supporting both the local population and the kingdom's trade activities. The Bamum people engaged in a range of agricultural practices, utilizing the fertile lands of the Grassfields region to cultivate various crops. This agricultural base was complemented by the kingdom's role as a hub in regional trade networks, which facilitated the exchange of goods with neighboring states and distant regions. Agriculture in the Bamum Kingdom was highly developed, with farmers employing a variety of techniques to maximize productivity. The fertile volcanic soil of the Grassfields region was ideal for growing a range of crops. Key crops included millet, sorghum, yams, cassavas, and plantains. These staple crops were essential for the diet of the Bamum people and played a crucial role in sustaining the kingdom's economy. Farming techniques included shifting cultivation, where land was cleared and used for a few years before being left fallow to recover. This method helped maintain soil fertility and manage pest populations. The Bamum also practiced irrigation in some areas, particularly in regions with water sources, to enhance crop yields and support consistent production. Artisans and craftsmen were vital to the Bamum economy, contributing to both the kingdom's domestic needs and its trade activities. Skilled workers produced a range of goods, including textiles, pottery, metalwork, and wood carvings. These artisanal products were highly valued within the kingdom and beyond. Craftsmen were organized into guilds, with each guild specializing in particular crafts and maintaining high standards of quality. The production of textiles, particularly the intricate Bamum woven fabrics, was a significant economic activity. These textiles were used for clothing and ceremonial purposes, and were also traded with neighboring regions. The kingdom's metalworkers produced tools, weapons, and decorative items from iron and bronze, while woodcarvers created sculptures and architectural elements. These artisanal goods not only served practical purposes, but also reflected the kingdom's rich cultural heritage. The Bamum Kingdom was strategically located along important trade routes, facilitating interactions with neighboring kingdoms and distant regions. Trade networks extended across Central Africa, connecting the Bamum Kingdom with states such as the Fang, Beti, and Kirdi. These interactions enabled the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. The Bamum engaged in both import and export activities, trading agricultural produce, textiles, and crafts for goods such as salt, iron, and luxury items from other regions. The kingdom's capital, Foumban, served as a central marketplace where merchants and traders from various regions converged. External trade significantly contributed to the Bamum Kingdom's prosperity. The exchange of goods enhanced the kingdom's economic development, providing access to resources and technologies that were not locally available. Trade also fostered economic relationships and alliances with neighboring states, which were crucial for maintaining stability and expanding the kingdom's influence. The revenue generated from trade enabled the Bamum rulers to invest in infrastructure, such as roads and marketplaces, further boosting economic activity. The kingdom's wealth from trade and agriculture supported a flourishing culture and allowed for the maintenance of a strong military and effective governance. The Bamum Kingdom's relations with neighboring kingdoms were marked by a combination of diplomacy and military strategy. The kingdom engaged in both conflicts and alliances to protect its interests and expand its influence. Diplomatic efforts included forging treaties and marriage alliances with neighboring states, which helped to secure political stability and enhance trade. The Bamum Kingdom maintained a robust military to defend against external threats and assert its power. Military campaigns were conducted to expand the kingdom's territory and respond to incursions by rival states. The kingdom's strategic location and military capabilities allowed it to navigate the complex regional dynamics and establish itself as a dominant force in the Grassfields region. Throughout its history, the Bamum Kingdom experienced periods of both conflict and cooperation with neighboring states. Alliances were often formed to counter common enemies or to facilitate trade. For example, the Bamum allied with the Fang and Beti in various conflicts to defend against external threats or to pursue mutual interests. Conflicts with neighboring kingdoms were typically driven by competition for resources, territorial disputes, or political rivalries. The Bamum rulers adeptly managed these conflicts through a combination of military action and diplomatic negotiation. These interactions shaped the kingdom's political landscape and influenced its development over time. The arrival of European colonizers in the 19th century marked a significant turning point in the Bamum Kingdom's history. European powers, primarily the Germans, began to establish control over Central Africa, leading to increased interactions with the Bamum Kingdom. The introduction of European colonial interests brought new dynamics to the region, including the imposition of foreign rule and changes in trade patterns. German colonization had a profound impact on the Bamum Kingdom. The Germans sought to assert control over the region, leading to tensions and conflicts with the Bamum rulers. The establishment of German colonial administration disrupted traditional governance structures and imposed new regulations on the kingdom. The Bamum Kingdom experienced economic and social changes as a result of German rule. The introduction of new trade policies, taxation systems, and administrative practices altered the kingdom's economy and society. The Germans also implemented infrastructure projects, such as roads and railways, which facilitated the movement of goods and people, but also integrated the kingdom into the colonial economy. The Bamum Kingdom faced significant challenges in adapting to colonial rule. Despite the pressures of German colonization, the Bamum rulers and people resisted efforts to undermine their traditional authority and cultural practices. Resistance took various forms, including negotiations, protests, and, in some cases, armed conflict. The Bamum Kingdom's adaptation to colonial rule involved navigating complex relationships with the Germans, while striving to preserve its cultural heritage and autonomy. The kingdom's resilience in the face of colonial challenges demonstrated its enduring strength and adaptability. The decline of the Bamum Kingdom was influenced by a combination of internal strife, external pressures, and the broader context of colonial expansion. Several key factors contributed to the kingdom's weakening and eventual decline. One significant factor was internal strife within the kingdom. Successive rulers faced challenges from rival factions and disputes over succession. The death of King Ibrahim Njoya in 1933, who had been a stabilizing force, led to a period of instability and factionalism. Disagreements over leadership and governance weakened the central authority, making the kingdom more vulnerable to external pressures. External pressures also played a crucial role in the kingdom's decline. The Bamum Kingdom's strategic location and economic significance made it a target for neighboring states and colonial powers. As European colonizers expanded their influence in Central Africa, the Bamum Kingdom faced increased military and political challenges. Internal strife, including disputes among the royal family and conflicts between different factions, undermined the Bamum Kingdom's stability. These internal conflicts often led to power struggles and weakened the kingdom's ability to respond effectively to external threats. Externally, the kingdom faced pressures from neighboring states and European colonizers. The arrival of the Germans in the late 19th century marked the beginning of a period of colonization that disrupted traditional governance structures. The Germans imposed new administrative and economic policies that challenged the kingdom's autonomy and integrated it into the colonial system. The Bamum Kingdom's efforts to resist colonial rule while demonstrating its resilience, also contributed to its decline. The imposition of colonial authority and the restructuring of the economy and political system weakened traditional institutions and diminished the kingdom's power. Colonialism had a profound impact on the Bamum Kingdom. The Germans' imposition of new administrative structures, tax systems, and economic policies altered the kingdom's traditional way of life. The introduction of European systems and the integration into the colonial economy disrupted local governance and economic activities. Following World War I, the Bamum Kingdom, like much of Central Africa, came under French control. The French continued to enforce colonial policies, further eroding traditional institutions and integrating the region into the larger colonial framework. This period of colonial rule marked a significant shift in the Bamum Kingdom's political and economic landscape. The process of decolonization in the mid-20th century led to the integration of the Bamum Kingdom into the newly independent nation of Cameroon. The kingdom's traditional structures were adapted to fit within the framework of modern Cameroon, resulting in the preservation of certain cultural aspects while accommodating the new political realities. Despite the challenges and changes brought about by colonialism, the Bamum Kingdom's legacy remains a vital part of Cameroonian culture and identity. The kingdom's contributions to art, culture, and governance continue to be celebrated and studied. The Bamum script, developed by King Ibrahim Njoya, remains a symbol of the kingdom's intellectual and cultural achievements. Efforts to preserve and promote the script are part of broader initiatives to maintain the kingdom's cultural heritage. The Bamum Kingdom's rich artistic traditions, including its architecture, textiles, and sculptures, continue to influence contemporary Cameroonian art and culture. The kingdom's historical significance is reflected in the preservation of traditional practices and the celebration of Bamum festivals and ceremonies. The Bamum Kingdom holds a prominent place in Central African history due to its rich cultural heritage, sophisticated governance, and significant contributions to regional development. Founded in the 14th century, the kingdom developed a complex political structure, made notable advances in art and culture, and established a strong economy through agriculture and trade. Despite facing internal strife and external pressures, including the impact of European colonization, the Bamum Kingdom's legacy endures. Its cultural achievements, such as the Bamum script and artistic traditions, continue to influence contemporary Cameroonian society. The kingdom's history reflects a dynamic interplay of tradition and adaptation, demonstrating the resilience and enduring spirit of the Bamum people. The Bamum Kingdom's contributions to Central African culture and politics are a testament to its historical significance. Its legacy persists in the vibrant cultural practices and historical narratives of modern Cameroons, preserving the kingdom's rich heritage for future generations.